Welcome students, this is our sixth lecture in chapter 1, Introduction. In this lecture, we are going to see the database architectures. I, Professor D.V. Kosti, welcome you for this lecture. So let us start with the content. This particular lecture will have 2 points. First is two-tier architecture and second one is three-tier architecture. So let us start with first two-tier architecture. So here in this diagram, you can see that user and one application is working as a client. There is a network for the connection. This is the database system. We call this particular remote machine as server. So this particular architecture is called as two-tier architecture. This architecture is using one of the software here only to fire the query to get the data from the database. Let us see the theoretical part for this particular two-tier architecture. The application is partitioned into two components that resides at the client machine, which invoke database system functionality at the server machine through query language statements. I just told you, by firing query, client machine can get the data from the database. Now, how this is done? This is done using an application program which is using ODBC and JDBC for the interaction between client and server. So, what is JDBC and ODBC is the purely technical part of Java programming, wherein we are doing programs of JDBC as well as ODBC. For time being, keep in mind that the application program interface is able to fetch or to get the information from the database to and fro using JDBC or ODBC. So it's a name of connection, JDBC or ODBC. So this is the simple explanation for two-tier architecture. The only thing to keep in mind is here at the client machine, application is expected. User is always going to be there at the client side, and at the server side only database system is there. So this is called as two-tier architecture. Once we see three-tier architecture, you will come to know the difference between these two. So let us see three-tier architecture. So here now we have user, we have application client. So by the combination of these two is called as client. Now here we have one more thing which is not there in two-tier architecture is application server. So because of introduction of application server, this particular architecture is called as three-tier architecture. So client and server are there. Communication between client and server will happen through the network, and application server is connected to the database. Now this database system will reply to the application server, and the application server will send the answer to the query to the application client. So both these application clients and application server must be there at the client and server side respectively. So this is the simple explanation for the three-tier architecture. So the client machine acts as merely a front end and does not contain any direct database calls. In the two-tier architecture, we have seen that SQL queries are fired to get the data from the database. Here, no such a thing will come into picture. Only it will act as a front end. Instead, the client end communicates with the application server usually through a form interface. So you know the form interface. Form is nothing but username, password, and whatever we want to put that we can put. When we press submit, that will be saved into a particular database. So in this way, this particular communication happens. The application server in turn communicates with a database system to access data. So obviously application server is closer to the database system and present in the server side. This server communicates with the database system to access the data and sends to the client side. So in this way, three-tier architecture works. So this is the basic difference between two-tier and three-tier architecture. So this is the small content for this particular lecture. Thus we have studied architectures of database. One is two-tier architecture, another is three-tier architecture. So you may get the question in the university like state and explain the architectures of database. So you can draw the diagram and write the explanation of around 4 to 5 points. That's it. Thank you. Happy learning. Do visit the blog to get the contents, PPTs, notes, and everything. We will end here. I have taken these contents from Core Sudarshan Database System Concepts book. So you can see the slide carefully and you can read the book from here itself. Now coming back to the content of first chapter, only 2 points are remaining that we will see in the next lecture. Thank you. Thank you for listening. We'll visit in the next lecture. Thank you very much.